Brandon Powell at the Rams 35. Oh, LA nearly gets there to block it. Here's Powell at the other end of the field, coming up to take it at the 40, stumbles to his right. He's got midfield and a block. He's got the 40 of Minnesota down the right sideline. 20, 10, 5, touchdown LA! Brandon Powell goes somersaulting into the end zone with a punt return for a touchdown.
Hello and welcome to Rams Revealed. I'm your host, JB Long, and I'm sorry that it's been a while between the COVID outbreak and schedule reshuffling, updated protocols, holidays, you name it. We've been offline for a bit. We are glad to be back. And fortunately, the Rams have not even lost since we last connected. They sweep the month of December and will go to Baltimore next week atop the NFC West standings. Our guest this week joined LA in early November, and the Rams are undefeated when Brandon Powell is in uniform. We welcome the 26-year-old punt returner coming off a 61-yard touchdown to beat the Vikings. Brandon, welcome, and we're getting this in just inside the 24-hour rule, so I think it's still safe to bask in the glow a bit longer. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just enjoying the moment.
Oh, I can only imagine. I'm sure your phone was blowing up. Who'd you call? Who reached out? Who'd you share the moment with?
All my friends, but, the normal people I call out their game. My dad, my cousin, my grandma. Those are the main people that I talk to, after every game. So those are the first people that I talk to.
I got to know more about this grandma. It seems like she's played a central role in your upbringing.
Oh, yeah. I lived with my grandma, growing up my whole life. Me and my dad, we moved out, got an apartment, and, it was right down the street from my grandma. So I was always, around her. And she never missed a game when I was in high school. I think it was one time she looked at the schedule wrong and went to the wrong stadium, and she got all sad and everything. And, ever since that day, it was like, man, my grandma, she's, my biggest supporter. So, every time, I do something good, I know she's just happy, to see it.
Brandon, what's her name? She's grandma to you.
Like Constance Powell. I call her mom, actually.
Okay.
Me and my cousins, my brother, we call her mom just because, we grew up with her. She did everything for us. My mom's still around. I'm still close to my mom, but it's just, my grandma, she's like, she's the mom of everybody.
Has she had a chance to see you play in person as a Ram yet?
No, she haven't. Actually, I just finally told her this last week. It was, a Christmas gift from me to her. She never seen California before. So it was like, I'm going to bring her to that, the last game, to the San Fran game, to get her out here in LA so she can see a game live, for the first time with me being in the NFL.
That is awesome. All right, so you hooked your grandmother up. For those who would like to join us at SoFi Stadium for the regular season finale, therams.com/tickets, therams.com/tickets. What better way to finish than the Niners and the Rams? And the Rams are hoping to win out and earn themselves a home playoff game as well. All right, last we heard from you, Brandon, post-game in Minneapolis. You were going to keep that football, bring it back to Los Angeles with you on the plane, maybe sleep with it. How was the football's first night in the hotel?
It was, a great night. I finally wasn't lonely for once. Had, something there with me, being in that hotel is kind of, it was a last minute, kind of thing, trying to find a place out here. But I was like, man, just sitting and relaxing in the hotel, having that football there, watching the clip over and over and over again. It was just a great feeling. I turned on the TV this morning and actually, the first thing I heard was the Good Morning Football, and they was talking about the play. And, it was just, it's a real moment to actually see, yourself on TV. It's kind of crazy, man.
How many times have you watched it? Over or under 50?
Yeah, over. I'll triple that. On the plane, I was just watching it over. It didn't have any service or anything, so I was just watching it over and over again. Just watching how it all played out.
So I actually went back and watched it this morning in slow motion a few times too, and I was looking for all the blocks. I was trying to identify all the individuals who played a role in that team moment. I just want to call out a few. Grant Haley, Christian Roseboom, Traven Howard, Bryson Hopkins, Michael Hoyt, Buddy Howell. I mean, these are all teammates now for you, Brandon, but it's only been a month, right? Like, these are still new friends and contributors for you.
Oh, it's cool, being here, the guys that are on special teams, they take the job serious. Some people, they just take special teams as a, just an extra play, a play off. But, here, Hoyt, for sure, he's one of the ones on kick return. He's always asking me, he actually texted me before the Cardinals game, was like, man, if I block out on this play or block it like this, that's fine. Just guys taking accountability of their, their job, that's why we make big plays on special teams here.
I mean, that's incredible because you look at some of those names and several weren't healthy a week or two ago. Others were not on the active roster as recently as Christmas Day. Talk about the effort it takes to put all 11 pieces together, oftentimes on short notice, and have that type of cohesion.
Oh, it just goes to show that the guys, they want to win. They're hungry to make plays, and to get out there on the short week. Some guys that might not know if they're going to be active or not. Just go out and work, man. Just go out and trust your preparation. It just shows. I salute to those guys for being ready, want to go make a play, and we made a big play for our team.
Where'd the somersault come from?
I honestly can't even tell you. All I know is I saw the end zone and I don't know what happened. I just flipped. I'll probably never do that again because that one hurt. So I'll probably never do that flip again. But I can't tell you where it came from. It's just something that happened in the moment.
If you had it back, would you try and match OBJ's gritty? Give Justin Jefferson a little tribute, or?
I'm not a big dancer, but if I had it all back, I'll go find a camera and give my grandma and my family a shout out on national TV. But hopefully we get in the end zone again. So
I was going to say, I hope your next opportunity is only days away. Have you told Cooper Kupp he can take the rest of the season off on punt return by any chance?
No, I have. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but it's just like, it works for the team. It's a great little deal. He goes out there, catches a safe punch. He makes great decisions. So, I'm fine with it. As long as we get the ball back, we get wins. I'm cool with whatever happens.
I know you had a couple receiving touchdowns last season with the Falcons. When was the last time you were in the end zone on teams?
Last time was preseason, my rookie year. That was the third preseason game against Tampa Bay. That was the first time I actually got in the end zone. I had a couple close ones I was supposed to get, but that was the first time. But this one was far, my favorite because it's a regular season game. And I finally found out, when I got to the facility today, that it was only actually the second punt return this year. So that was kind of special for me too. To hear that.
More special than the receiving touchdowns as well?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because special teams, people take it for granted, but it's special teams is hard, man. It's a hard play, to go down, block somebody for 7 seconds or whatever it is, catch the ball and get a big return. It's hard, but it's more worth it with a bunch of guys working together.
So given what you just said, then what did it mean to have Matthew Stafford bring you into the victory formation huddle at the end on offense?
Oh man, it meant everything because me and Stafford have a little history. My rookie year, I loved him ever since. It was the last game of my rookie year. We played the Green Bay Packers, and it was my first start, and I went for over 100 yards. And I'll never forget, I had like 94 yards or something like that on the sideline. And, my teammates, we was all just talking about, man, I'm almost there. And Stafford, he called the play. It wasn't the play that was supposed to be called, but he called the play, and threw it to me to get me over 100 yards. And ever since then, I was like, man, that's my favorite quarterback. And it's just, somebody I was, looking forward to playing with again and being out here in LA. It's crazy how it all worked out. I was thinking about it ever since my rookie year. And come 3 years later, I'm back with Matthew Stafford again. So, it's just a blessing to be in the huddle and the victory formation with him, and for him to give me a shout out like that, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. It was the best. It was a great feeling.
Just a suggestion: if you do earn the trip to go back to Lambeau this January, maybe email those clips to Sean McVay, right? As he's putting that game plan together.
Yeah.
But, speaking of those relationships, you also knew Raheem Morris from Atlanta, right? His time with the Falcons. And football can be a relationships business, just like other walks of life. Do you think there's something to be said for making a good impression every chance you get, because you never know who might play a role in that next opportunity?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll encourage, all the young players or the players on practice squad or whatever. I mean, if you don't get your opportunity on the active roster or whatever, you still go hard in practice, because you never know. Like the NFL is a crazy business. You never know what people end up. And, it might be a coach that really like you. He see you work hard, and, you go to another place and he might be there, and, you get a shot. He vouch for you. So it's like, it's just, that's why I just keep my head down, and just work. I'm able to work every day, because you never know, where you'll end up or who you'll be around. So,
yeah. Do you mind taking a step back and just walking us through this calendar year of 2021, how it began, where it began, and the steps in between that brought you to LA?
It started I signed with Buffalo going into training camp, OTAs, and I was with them for OTAs training camp, and then got released from there after training camp and signed with the Dolphins and was on their practice squad for like 3 weeks. And then I was actually home they released me and I was home for 3.5 weeks. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was actually had met a friend and she introduced me to reading books. And, she liked going to the beach. And I was like, man, I need to start going to the beach. And actually just start going to the beach every day and just reading books, kind of relaxing myself, not trying to think about football or what will happen. And it was just one day I got a call saying, my agent called and saying we headed to LA. And, it was crazy how it all happened. Was out here, wasn't practice squad for 3 weeks, and got an opportunity to get out on the field and make a big return against Jacksonville. And ever since then, just never looked back.
Did you have a moment where you figured, or maybe even you accepted the fact that it might be over for you as a player, or did you know in your heart of hearts that there would be another chance as good as this one?
Oh, I had those doubts that, man, is, because, you hear it all the time, the average is 3 years lasting in the league. So, it was my 4th year and it was like, man, I was thinking like, man, this might be it. I got to start finding something else to do, man. I got to find another job outside of football. But then, that call came, and it was a blessing. That whole flight over to LA, I couldn't even sleep because it was just like, man, I'm on another team. I'm getting another shot to go out here and play in LA. And then getting out here, seeing Ross, seeing Matthew Stafford, seeing some of the guys, Sony, that I trained with in the off season, buddies from South Florida, seeing some of the guys, some of the guys that was in Atlanta with me too, just seeing them again, just gave me a little extra little boost, I'm back at it, just take advantage of it.
Yeah. How much did that opening kickoff against the Jags mean to you? I know what it meant to the Rams, right? Coming off a winless month of November, it was a huge jolt. But for your entrance on the active roster, how much did that play a part in leading to where we are today?
Oh, it meant a lot, man. Seeing my teammates after that return, I mean, you could play the clip over and over, seeing everybody go crazy,
Yeah.
They saw the work that, was putting in practice, and it was just like, I was just happy for it all, coming into life, on national TV. And ever since then, my teammates, they all believed in me. And, I mean, you can see it, they all getting their blocks, every kick return, every punt return, everybody. They're working hard to get their blocks. And, basically I just do the easy part, just catch the ball and run. So it was like, man, seeing that return, it was a great feeling to see it all come to happen.
Brandon, I enjoy talking to kick returners who've been around the league a little bit, and you're one of those players because they've looked up and they've seen the stadium from field level.
Yeah.
How does SoFi Stadium and the infinity screen compare to what you've experienced?
Oh, man, I love it, man. I like, it's no feeling you go out there on kick return, you just look up and it's like, man, the crowd, they going crazy. And you see the big Jumbotron. It's like, man, it gives you juice. You want to get a big return. You want to do something because it's like, man, that stadium is crazy. Like, I've been in a couple other stadiums over my 4 years in the NFL, but it's like, man, nothing beats being in SoFi, especially being with the Rams, not being the other team. But being with the Rams, man, it's crazy. The energy in there is crazy. I love the fans. It gives you motivation. You want to make a big return for them so they can celebrate.
The way you just put it was so cool. Like, in those split seconds, you're looking up at that video board, knowing that if you make a play good enough, you're going to be up there, and everybody, 70,000 people, are going to be looking at you.
It's crazy because every return, every kick return, every punt return, when I walk out on the field, before I take the field, I just look around, just take it all in, just soak it in. Because, I mean, being home for those 3 weeks, you didn't know if you was going to be playing football again. So it's like, I just try to take in every moment and enjoy it and, just go out and have fun. And, that's what's been happening over these past couple of weeks.
I hope it continues for many more weeks and many more years. Let's go to our finishing segment, Brandon. It's called 3 and Outs. All of your teammates who have been through on this program have given it a crack. If you get 3 correct answers, I'll make a donation to the LA Rams Foundation on your behalf. All set?
All right, yeah, let's try.
Okay, so you mentioned along the way that you're at your home in Miami reading a book when the Rams called. First of all, what was the book?
At that point, I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad by, I can't say his name, but I was reading that book by him, and it was, actually a great book.
And then Attitude is Everything is another one that you've picked up along the way?
Yeah, that was actually, I read a couple more before that, but it was like the most recent book, and I'm actually going through reading it again for the second time. It was just a great book to read. I learned a lot about myself from reading.
Awesome. All right. Well, next time we connect, we got to go through our mutual reading list because I'm an avid reader too. But I'm building to the question, which was, if you were to write a book someday, what might it be about? Do you have a working title or subject?
I don't got a title, but I'll say it's along the ways of, never, I'll probably say the title will be Never Give Up, something like that. Don't quit. Because, just this whole roller coaster of, 4 years in the league is just, it's been a roller coaster, man. It's just, I'll say probably Never Give Up. That'll be the title of my book.
Okay. Well, Kurt Warner's screenplay is out there, right? The story of his football life. Maybe Brandon Powell's is next.
We might have to do that.
All right. Question number 2. Deerfield Beach High School. I was reading up about it a little bit. Notable alumni, really impressive, including Jerry Jeudy, Denver Broncos, former Michigan quarterback Denard Robinson, Shoelace, one of my favorite college players, even though I went to Notre Dame, go figure. And then lastly, this 2-time Super Bowl champion pass rusher. He's currently with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Can you name him?
Jason Pierre-Paul, man. How could you not name?
Legend in that area, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Everybody who come through Deerfield and make it out, man, you're a legend. So it's like all those guys you named, everybody's, legends.
All right. Well, all those Wikipedia editors, if you're listening to the Rams Revealed podcast, please put Brandon Powell down as the latest notable alumni under Deerfield Beach High School. He's earned it. All right, final question, Brandon. This is the final week of 2021. It'll be a new year before the Rams play again. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Probably read a book that's over 300 pages. That's my New Year's resolution. Those books, man, it's tough to, those are some big books, but it's like I never enjoy reading, but now that I enjoy it, my New Year's resolution is my first book in 2022 is read a book that's over 300 pages.
Very good. Well, our hope for you is that you've got too many playbooks in front of you to do much recreational reading for many years to come. And by the way, your answer was much better than Bill Belichick's to New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, I saw that. That's great. That dude's a funny dude.
Very nice to meet you. Congratulations on a moment I know you and your loved ones will never forget. I hope there are so many more in your future.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
All right, the Rams' next home game against San Francisco, January the 9th, therams.com/tickets, therams.com/tickets. Hope you can join us at SoFi Stadium and into the postseason as well if the Rams take care of their business. For Brandon Powell, I'm JB Long, and this is Rams Revealed.